It was staring at me, with a strange smile on its face, saying, "Come to me. Come. Come closer." I was just a 9-year-old child back then, but I can still remember its face to this day. It was terrifying, but the worst part was that its forehead was human, but the body was something else entirely. Welcome to Midnight Tales. Here we share real horror stories that have actually happened to people. These are not made-up stories to frighten you. These are experiences that have left scars in the minds of those who lived through them. So, if you decide to listen to tonight's story, make sure you're prepared, because this one will send a chill down your spine. This story takes us back to the year 1980. A small girl, no older than 8 or 9, was about to witness something that would haunt her forever. She was with her mother, visiting an old historical site. It wasn't a famous tourist spot, but it was known for its history and eeriness. The kind of place where ancient battles were fought, old ruins still stood, and the air was thick with the past. As they wandered through the site, the little girl was having fun exploring on her own, playing near the old ruins, while her mother stood nearby, admiring the historical significance of the place. The sun was starting to set, casting long shadows over the stones and moss-covered walls. There was an eerie calmness in the air. But then, something strange happened. The little girl, lost in her own world of play, wandered further away from her mother. She didn't realize how far she had gone until she found herself in an area of the site that was different. The air turned colder, and the once peaceful atmosphere felt off. The silence was heavy, almost unnatural. No birds, no wind, no sounds from the tourists. This was the part of the historical site where no one ventured. This part was said to be haunted. Her curiosity led her deeper into the deserted area, where weeds and overgrowth had taken over. She continued walking, but something wasn't right. It was then that she saw it. At first, she thought it was a trick of the light, maybe an old statue or a shadow from a tree, but no. There, sitting on the ground in front of her, was something she could never forget. A figure. Not entirely human, but not entirely something else either. At first glance, it seemed like a man. His face looked human enough, with smooth features, but as she looked lower, the horror unfolded. The body. It was not human. It was the body of a serpent. Long, twisted, scaled, and its eyes. Those eyes glowed an unnatural blue, like burning fire. It smiled at her, and that smile, it wasn't kind, it wasn't friendly, it was mocking. "Come to me, come closer," it said in a voice that didn't come from its mouth, but from the air around her. A voice that echoed in her mind. The little girl's heart pounded in her chest. Her legs were frozen. She couldn't move. The horror of what she was seeing paralyzed her. But as the figure stretched its long, twisted arm toward her, a surge of panic ran through her body. With all her strength, she turned and ran. She ran back toward her mother, but the road back seemed longer than before. It felt like the ground itself was pulling her back, trying to keep her there. She stumbled and fell, but scrambled to her feet again. As she reached her mother, breathless and terrified, she couldn't speak. She just grabbed her mother's hand and pointed frantically behind her. But when her mother turned, there was nothing there. No figure. No serpent-like creature. The mother, confused but worried by her daughter's obvious distress, tried to calm her. They left the area quickly, walking back to the center of the site. But the little girl could feel it. It was still there. The unease, the feeling that something was watching them. When they got back to their car, she tried to tell her mother what she had seen, but the words wouldn't come out. The terror had stolen her voice. After a few minutes, she finally managed to whisper, "Mama, there was something in the ruins. It wasn't a man. It wasn't human." Her mother looked at her with concern, but she tried to brush it off as just the imagination of a young child. "You must have been scared, sweetheart. You're okay now." But the little girl knew better. The following day, they went to speak to the locals and learn more about the history of the site. That's when they found out the truth. The locals were not surprised. "Yes," they said, "there's an old story about that part of the ruins. It's said that anyone who dares enter that section of the site never comes back the same." The little girl's mother asked, "What do you mean?" "They come back, but their souls are not the same. They become restless. They cannot speak of what they saw. Many people have gone in there, but no one ever speaks of what they saw. The few that did..." The local man paused, looking around nervously before he continued. "They never returned the same. Some didn't return at all." It was then that the locals told them about the curse. Long ago, the ruins had been part of an ancient temple. The treasure buried beneath it was said to be guarded by spirits, not spirits of the dead, but spirits of the earth itself. They had been cursed to protect the treasure for eternity. Anyone who crossed into that part of the site would be marked. The entity the little girl had seen was one of those cursed spirits, bound to the land and the treasure. Once you saw it, you could never forget. "You're lucky," one local man said gravely. "Your daughter got out. Others haven't been so fortunate." After learning the truth, the little girl and her mother left the area and never returned. But the curse followed them. The girl began to hear whispers in the dark. She would wake up at night, sensing eyes on her. In the daylight, shadows seemed to move at the corner of her vision. She was not the same, and neither was her mother. Over the next few years, the little girl became increasingly withdrawn, plagued by nightmares and visions of the entity. No matter how hard she tried, the face of the serpent-like creature never left her mind. Her mother, too, began to grow sick. Her health deteriorated. The local man's words rang in her ears. "You're lucky your daughter is still alive." But what about her mother? So, friends, if you ever visit an old historical place, especially one that feels off, strange, or abandoned, if you see an area where others don't venture, if you hear whispers calling your name, think twice before entering. Not every ruin is just a ruin. Some places hold secrets. Some places hold things that are not meant to be disturbed. And once you see them, you can never forget.